So, the big question for your golf is, are you being conned or duped into a swing that you see on the TV and not given a choice in it because it's the in thing to learn? And basically, you've become a fashion victim because it's the in swing to learn, the rotational one, which for most body types puts a lot of strain on the back, and mobility wise, for the player. It can put a strain on your neck, um, your core muscles as well, and most players just haven't got the muscular power in the right areas to drive a rotational swing, because the arc and everything in a rotational swing is a lot flatter, and there's less gravity being employed, right? The vertical 45 motion that you see with the reverse C, the classic swing. If you want to look at a modern player with a classic swing, get down in the YouTube thing and type in Seve Ballesteros and watch his swing. Absolute classic. And to a degree, Tom Watson swung like that as well, until he fell into the trap of trying to change his swing. I think that's the main problem with golf. One thing does not fit all, and coaching is basically gone for this one approach. Sure, there's a couple of specialist coaches out there that teach it a different way. I'm thinking of specifically like Marcus Bell from Zen Golf. Marcus, I hope I've got your second name right. Someone who's exceptional in the coaching department, works with individuals on what they've got, not what they haven't, and what they can do, and gets them moving the right way. There's a chap in America. Oh, the name is escaping me. He does tend to. He's Matthew Wolf's coach. He does tend to do a lot of rotational swings though, but again, he works. He's not like totally going to teach rotational swings to someone who can vertically throw the club and swing it classically. The stuff that when you go back and have a look at from the greats, from like Bobby Jones, Ben Hogan, Sam Snead, Henry Cotton, Mike Austin, Jack Nicklaus, probably Jack Nicklaus, although the classics would have you believe a flying right elbow, Eamon Darcy, is not a classic swing, but he was just so vertical that he's naturally got his elbow flying out. I mean, how many majors did Jack Nicklaus win? Was it a rotational swing? No. So all these greats that I've just mentioned, multiple major winners, did they have rotational swings? No. So why are we still teaching rotational swings? Why? I believe that the reason for this is the missing link of the actual swing that I've found and broke down for you guys and like showed you basically all that I'm doing, which is out in front of me at all times, lifting on the 45, throwing it over my shoulder with a blended turn, because it's the most unnatural feeling, unnatural move to make ever. But when you blend the two moves together, you cannot see it. Sure, there's a bit of a. It's not a loop. If you track the club head, what happens is you've all seen those old stills of the club head, right? So it's tracking the club head's arc and it goes up like that. And then as you get to the top of the swing, the head's up high and you drop in height. So the club head arcs that way down the way and loops back on the arc back round. So for a split second, it becomes from outside to inside the arc to give you the inside path through, and then you've seen results. You had it absolutely but you could never ever until I found this. I've never found and some of you have disagreed with us in the comments, but pros don't teach like that. I mean, do you think I've gone not giving too much away, but 40 years, right, of having lessons, and I must be really unlucky then that a pro's never taught me that, eh? No, because pros didn't teach you that. I've spoke to 5 pros, and they've only go on record. Wonder why that is. They know about this, they get taught about it, but they're told not to teach it. Excuse me? Why would that be? It's mind-boggling, it's mind-boggling. It's just annoying because, you've seen the differences this makes, and on the golf course and that, scoring it and stuff. I mean, it's night and day. It's like somebody's gone like that, right? This is what it's like. It clicks. You hit a few more balls and you go, wow, it does the same thing every time, which basically is repeatability. It's like when you go on the golf course, you just flick this light switch and all of a sudden, it's just, it does. I'm still, it's like, the shock and awe. It still hasn't worn off. Every time you play, you're like, and everyone who knows you is now looking at you and wondering how you're doing it, and I'm quite convinced that, this was my first season, but really, I started to come down towards the end because I was getting not only the blend better, but I started to really nail. I mean, my short game was just on like a scratch and below level. I was holing shots from 60, 80 yards out for eagles and stuff, or it was like the grip away, tapping. So I'm quite confident, and that was halfway through the season when I really, really discovered and nailed this, right? So I'm really confident for next season that I can go low, like, it's not a question of low, it's just a question of how low. Also on the old handicap, how low can I go? I'm not putting a limit on it, because you shouldn't put limits on anything that you do. If it can be done, if it's never been done, then it can be done. That's kind of the way I try and go about it. But yeah, are you being completely brainwashed by the media and the last 20, 30 years of modern golf coaching that there's only one way to swing it, it's rotational, and the old swings just never get talked about anymore? When these guys were like multiple major winners, they had something, they knew what it was, they guarded it. Ben Hogan left it out, the 5 lessons. Definitely, that was what he left out. When you code this together, like I say, it's like the master move. Mo Norman talked about it. Mo Norman tried to show it, but kind of in a different way. on a different kind of like linear path, which if he'd have just shown the vertical lift part, he'd have blown golf apart, I think. But this is the second part of this. Are you being absolutely like, led down the garden path on golf swings and like the whole like choice that's given to you for learning golf? And worse than that, it's questionable if this actually is taking place as much as I think it is, because there's less and less juniors taking up golf. But if you've got a junior who's a natural gifted talent, and they think, oh, that's not really conforming to what we go by, are you trying to change that junior from going from like a sort of classic swing to the more modern rotational swing? Surely not, but I bet you that's happening. And like I say, when you go back and look at the golfers, right, over time, you say, Mike, you're talking crap, that's not right, right? Well, you think about this for a minute, right? Seve Ballesteros, Tom Watson, Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player, Lee Trevino, Miguel Jimenez, Olathabal. Did they swing it the same way? Did they, heck? Did they play the best golf you've ever seen in your life? Probably. Like, you couldn't beat them if you had flipping Tiger Woods on his best day beside them. And they all did it a different way. So, is there one, like, there's one key, one master move, but it's your fingerprint on it that gives it the passion, the classic, the uniqueness. It's not through coaching the same thing and no letting any flair happen. And we'll leave it at that. I've missed out a few classics in there, but Chichi Rogalis, I could be wrong there, but it was another one. What a player he was. Did he have like a textbook swing? Nope. Did he have the vertical lift? Yup. All these guys did. And they've all had the blend in there, because it's like hidden in plain sight. Your vision and your eyes are lying to you when you watch golf. They are lying to you and you cannot see it. There's still people out there that think I'm off my head and I'm talking a load of crap, but I'm quite happy shooting lower and lower scores, and I'm just trying to help you guys and the charities at the same time. So thanks for watching.